Louis Fillion play is something to look forward to, and Mrs. Mitchell Comes to Town is set to thrill audiences with those elements that make Fillion plays such showstoppers. Award-winning actor and performer Aidan Scott is here to tell us why we should be seeing this. Hello, Aidan.
Hello, nice to be here.
Lovely to have you in the studio. I was
Thanks for
saying
having
earlier,
me.
so nice to have all these young, gorgeous men around. But we won't go there today.
It's the hot cross buns, like we
It
said.
is the hot cross
That's what
bun,
it is.
definitely. It's all the yeast or something, whatever. It's billed as a neo-noir. I mean, there's all these sort of domestic noirs, Scandi noirs, noir, whatever. And is a mysterious tale of obsession, sex and murder. And I loved this quote. I will make this hell mine by any means necessary. And that from, I'm assuming, from the
play.
female character.
That's
Okay.
yeah, we'll have to see.
So it's a two-hander. It's very dark. Tell us how much you can about the play, because in the press release it says there's a killer on the loose.
And we don't know who that is. It really leans into genre, which I think is exciting in theatre, because you don't get to see that much. You know, we have very exciting theatre and musicals, but this is really kind of a dark and gritty genre piece, which I think is very, very exciting. With only two people, so it's myself, a young politician, and Mrs. Mitchell, a mother, on the look and prowl for something, but we don't know what she's. We don't know what she's looking for.
A cougar.
She's a bit of a cougar,
Yeah.
And so we're introduced to these two characters on stage, and we don't know why they're there. We don't know why they're in the same room. But as the play kind of goes on, we start to reveal parts of each other, which I think is very exciting.
Obviously not naked parts of each other, I'm assuming. But
Not in this one, I don't think.
No.
I don't think, no.
But I'm always interested with Louis Fillion plays, because there's always a political aspect. There's a politician somewhere, and I'm probably sort of thinking of The Kingmaker.
Yes.
You know, because that was so political. But
Yeah.
there is that sort of edge of social commentary, perhaps.
So, sometimes it always depends on which one it is with him. What excites me is that oftentimes a lot of his plays are not commenting on anything. And when you come into the room as an actor and you start reading it, you're like, okay, wait a second, this is not really saying much about the world that we live in. But if you play the story, and as an audience, as you watch the story kind of unfold, you can take what you want away from it. And there might be some politics in there, but we're not necessarily saying that this is a political play.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I didn't mean it in the sense that there's a political play there, but there is a politician somewhere lurking in the background. Now this time it's in the foreground. You're playing opposite Jenny Stead, and when we were chatting earlier, I mean, it's hard work. Two people on the stage holding the audience.
Oh, yeah. And especially when you're in a space like the Musambe, which is at the Baxter, which interestingly enough was an old cinema that had been converted into a theatre, and it is very small. It seats about 60 people.
Yes, that's right.
And the actual playing space is equally as small.
It's tiny.
So you've got to really be, and I think Louis is very, very good at this, is creating an economic story where things are precise. His words are very precise, but in terms of blocking, you've got to be very careful. You can't just start wandering around the stage.
No, because there isn't much of a stage.
Because there isn't much of a stage, and you start losing people. So if you really kind of, especially when it's two people, hold space and keep your ground and really keep that intensity going with the words that he's written, you start to, well, at least try to create something very, very interesting and engaging and immediate.
There must be chemistry between you.
There has to be.
There has to be to make it work.
Yeah. Chemistry is such a weird thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Because it's such a human thing. And as actors, sometimes there is no chemistry, but you've got to create chemistry. And sometimes you can trick your brain into thinking there's chemistry, Like if you look at big movie stars, and then, these people are in love, and then you find out later they actually hated each other. It's like, but luckily with Jenny, her and I had seemed to work really well together.
Had you played opposite? Have you played opposite her before?
Never.
So this is a wonderful experience.
This is the first time, yeah. And she's amazing. I'm constantly in awe of what she does.
Well, I think you learn from each other.
Big time.
That's the important thing. And doing a Louis Fillion play, I think you learn a tremendous amount. There are so many layers and nuances, and of course the Musambi is perfect for getting those nuances over to the audience, because the audience, as we said before, the audience feels as if they're on the stage. They feel so much part of it.
Yeah, and we feel that as actors as well. And I know every actor says that, you can feel the audience, but in the Masambe, you can really feel them. And, sometimes it might not be the feeling that you conjured up, but you've got to ride that wave because they're a part of the story with you.
Was Marcus a difficult part to step into?
No, I don't think, I never find parts too tricky to step into because they're always an extension of me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And so there are words that kind of come at you from the page and you've got to kind of make them work, but there's always a part of myself in those words. So I've never found that part of it really difficult, because it's just you're acting.
But I mean, we can't give too much away with just the fact that it's a Louis Fillion play. And I went, as soon as I saw that bill, I went, got to see that. Definitely got to see that.
We'll see you there.
How do you think the audience are going to react to the play? Because it is genre bending.
Yeah. Well, I think this one's interesting because I've never seen a Louis Fillion play quite like this one. Like it feels a little bit different to the ones that I've seen before. Just in terms of its structure, the genre aspect of it, of course. So I think it's exciting. I think if you're a fan of Louis, you're in for something
Very
quite
much
different. And if you haven't seen his work, I think you will become a very big fan of his work.
So, I mean, always with Louis, there's expect the unexpected.
Absolutely.
It's never quite exactly what you think it's going to be. There's always a psychological twist to it.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes you need to be made of stern stuff to watch his plays, because there are messages there. Sometimes quite difficult to pick up, but when you walk away and you think about it, there's a message there.
Yeah, always. And there's an appetite for all kinds of stories. So if you're an audience member that's not, doesn't necessarily like that kind of work, well, there's a whole bunch that really do. And this is a great opportunity for people that really like that kind of work to come and watch it.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. And I know that, I mean, you've got a tiny stage, but Kieran McGregor is the designer, and I sense that the whole of Masambe Theatre is going to be rather gothic.
Oh, yeah.
And rather unsettling.
Tell me about it.
So it's on from the 22nd of April, which is not too far away. You've got previews coming up, haven't you?
That's right. So we've got our first preview next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then, off to the races from
there.
there.
And then it's off to the races. Okay, and it's on until the 10th of May, so it's a decent run, which is really
three
great.
weeks, which is nice.
Yeah, it is a nice run. Masambe Theatre, and tickets from Webtickets. There is an age restriction, no under 18, and you'll find out why. Aidan.
Luckily, I am over the age of 18.
Yeah, only just.
Only
I just
just.
saw that. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Meryl.
and
Thanks for
break
having me.
leg.
Thank you so much.